Our lesson for today will be about cash flow statement. You were expected to 1. Discuss the components and structures of a CFS, prepare CFS, cash flow statement of cash flow is under PS 7. It is a formal statement that report about entities' cash transactions, which classify as cash receipts, inflows, and cash payments, outflows, into operating, investing, and financing activities. The statement presented A. The net increase or decrease in cash during the period and the cash balance at the end of the period. B. Only cash transactions are recorded on statement of cash flow. C. Project the future net cash flow of the entity. Cash flow activities. Operating activities, all related activities to the business main source of revenue and incurred and payment of expenses. Reported in A. Statement of comprehensive income. B. SFP current assets. C. SFP current liabilities. Investing activities, activities of an entities that is related to sale and purchase of long-term assets. Reported in SFP non-current assets. Financing activities, activities of the business related to the acquisition of funding for the use of the entity. Reported in SFP non-current liabilities and equity. We have here operating activities, net income/revenue activities. Under cash inflows, we have receipts from sales of goods and rendering services, collection of accounts receivable, receipts from royalties, fees, commission, and other revenues, refund to suppliers. On the other hand, cash outflows are the following: payment to suppliers, goods and services, payment for operating expenses, payment for interest expense, charity donation, cash refund to customer. S. Let us have the cash inflows and outflows. Investing activities, non-current asset activities. Under cash inflows, we have cash proceeds from selling property, plant, and equipment, plus cash proceeds from selling investment in debts or equity securities, plus. On the other hand, cash outflows are the following: payment for purchasing property, plant, and equipment, payment for purchasing debt and equity securities, S. For financing activities, non-current liabilities and equity activities, cash inflows and outflows. Under cash inflows, we have cash investment by owners, plus cash proceeds from the issuance of share capital, plus cash proceeds from long-term borrowing, bank loan, plus. On the other hand, cash outflows are the following: cash withdrawal by owners, payment for cash dividends to shareholder, payment for long-term preparation of cash flow statement. Heading consists of company name, title of the statement, and the period covered by the statement. Analyze transaction, classify whether the nature transactions are operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. Prepare and calculate the operating activities section. Prepare and calculate the investing activities section. Prepare and calculate the financing activity section. Preparing cash flow statement. As an example, below are all the cash transactions of AI Queen Tattoo for December 31st, 2020. Classify each cash transactions, whether it is an operation activities, investing activities, or financing activities, IA. Prepare the CFS of the business and answer the following questions. How much is the cash flow from operating activity? How much is the cash flow from investing activity? How much is the cash flow from financing activity? How much is the net increase or decrease in cash for the year? How much is the cash as of December 31st, 2020? Preparation of cash flow statement of Espejo Law Office for the period ended December 31st, 2019. To compute for the net increase or decrease in cash, add the total net cash flow from operating activities, net cash flow from investing activities, and net cash flow from financing activities. Add the net increase in cash and cash at the beginning of the period to determine the cash at the end of the period. Note: the cash ending calculated at the end of the period is the amount presented in the cash account on Statement of Financial Position.